Hello everybody, Jake, your resident content cowboy here, Yeehaw, and I'm here to tell you everything you need to know about the new Catch 'em mode inside Pokemon Unite. The new Catch 'em mode is a quick match that is 5 minutes long. It's one of the most exciting modes that I think they've added to Unite. I really like this mode. It's silly, it's fun, it's also letting you play with a ton of Pokemon that are not playable Pokemon inside the game, and I think it's a good way for this game to test out some newer Pokemon that could be coming to the game very soon. I'm going to show you everything I know, and I think everything there is to know about this game mode in this video. This game mode is similar to a lot of the quick modes you've probably played before, but a few different things happen. First off, the Apums turn around and start attacking you when you go to KO them. Maybe that happens in quick mode normally, but I just didn't realize that's the thing. The big thing about catch mode is there are multiple Pokemon across the map that you can KO and catch. So we're looking at this Araquanid right here. If I KO this Pokemon, I catch it, and I essentially have an entire another life that I can use when battling as this Pokemon. I get its moves, I get a health bar, I get everything. So my Y button right now will turn me into this Pokemon. There are a lot of great uses for this. You can use this in a battle when they're fighting you. You get this moment of invulnerability right there, and then you become the Pokemon. Again, you can do basic attacks with them. You get their moves where you can use its lunge or its hydro pump, and then either this Pokemon gets KO'd, the timer that's next to it runs out, or you decide you don't want to be this Pokemon anymore, you press Y and switch back to your character. You get experience while you are in that mode fighting. Rotom spawns in this, and it's definitely an objective that you want to take. At the same time this Rotom spawns, something to notice, you also have Dreadnoughs that spawn at these 2 points in the map right here. And what those do is give you another Pokemon that you can, you guessed it, catch. You don't catch Rotom, it goes towards a goal and helps you score. Of course, whoever has the highest score in this mode wins. Dreadnought, another catchable Pokemon here, fights just like a Dreadnought, and when you KO it, you become Dreadnought. The crazy thing about this is Dreadnought is actually really strong, so there is a question as to whether or not you want to KO Rotom or run back, grab Dreadnought. Tauros, also very good. Ludicolo, very good. I think most of the Pokemon are really good. It's fun to play as them. It's awesome to see how much damage they do. Tauros does a surprising amount of damage with its moves. Ludicolo's Giga Drain is nuts. Something to notice right here, I KO'd Tauros. That's a Pokemon you can catch, but I was a Pokemon when I did it. So when I switch back to Zarina, I do not get that Pokemon. That's really important when it comes to KOing some of the bigger Pokemon here in a moment. Let's grab Electrode really quick, one of my favorite Pokemon to pick up. Electrode has moves basically like Zeraora, and it lets you blow up. At a point here in the map, Articuno and Zapdos spawn right here. Shortly after KOing Dreadnought, it also becomes Avalugg. So heading up here to KO Articuno, this is one of the most important things you can do inside the game. By the way, when you have a Pokemon, you only get so long before you can't use it anymore. So you either use it or lose it at some point. I'm going to just do some damage to this Articuno. Again, if I KO it as this Electrode, I don't catch Articuno, and I definitely want to become Articuno. I will show you why. So I switch out. I finish this off with my Stomp here, and here we go. I become Articuno whenever I want by pressing Y. Again, there's a countdown timer. I need to press it before I can't use it. You can see that at the bottom near Articuno's portrait there. After I press Y and become Articuno, I have the power Hail, which hits everyone around me. Does good damage. You have basic attacks that are ranged. Zapdos functions basically the same. The big thing here is your move Ice Beam, same with Zapdos' Zap Cannon. If you aim it at a goal, the goal now becomes invulnerable. Excuse me, the goal becomes vulnerable. Your team can score on it without a scoring animation. They just go right away. You can actually switch back to your character after you've done this and score a huge amount of points. This is essentially the rhythm that you find throughout this game. This is how you want to win this game. I'm gonna show off a few of the Pokemon that I didn't get to show in the last match because you can't KO them all the time. Here we have Ludicolo. Huge range on the Giga Drain. It's nuts. Not as much damage on the water gun, but the Giga Drain is crazy. It heals you for so much. I love this move. Tauros is also really incredible. Tauros does crazy big damage, actually. I was surprised with how much damage it does. It's Giga Impact pushing the enemy and also doing over 1,000 damage. It's nuts. Bulldoze does a ton of damage too. Its basic attacks. I was really shocked with how much damage Tauros does. Show you Zapdos right here. Very similar to Articuno. It's got Thunder that hits everyone around it, and Zap Cannon. Same thing, use it on a goal, and it will make the goal vulnerable so that your team can score on it. Avalugg is sneaky great, and the thing about it is, it has a ton of health, and it's really tanky because of its shielding ability, and its Ice move actually does a lot of damage. It's Ice Beam, right? Yeah. So, when you're using Ice Beam, look at this. Ice Beam right there, 2 huge hits of almost 1,400 damage. And then Iron Defense takes whatever damage you're taking right here. So I'm going to attack this Rotom. It deals normally 148 damage to me. If I use Iron Defense, it's going to deal half that. So 73 damage right there. It does a huge amount of damage mitigation, and again, a massive amount of damage to enemies. This one is actually sneaky, really, really great, and you often find that you have it right around the time you're heading into the big fight for Regigigas. So, Regigigas, I keep saying, I've said the name wrong 8 billion times. And then finally, Regigigas here in the center of the map is probably the biggest objective of the entire thing, just like Zapdos normally. That's why it's here in the center. If you're able to KO this Pokemon, it does the same thing, but it's even more powerful than Articuno and Zapdos. It has even more health, and basically what you're trying to do is use this huge advantage you get from these Pokemon to push towards the enemy goals, use their power. In this case on Regigigas, it is Hyper Beam. After you KO it, switch over to it. You've got Bulldoze, which does a ton of damage around you. You've got basic attacks that do so much damage. You have an incredibly large health bar right here. You could KO this Rotom if you wanted and watch it push into this goal here. You only have so much time on this Pokemon, but it could push into the goal right here. You could run towards the enemy back goal. And again, you use this Hyper Beam. The goal becomes vulnerable. You swap off, and then you can score in double time. Those are the basics here of Catch Mode. There are a lot of nuances about it. Avalugg has a ton of defense. Dreadnought does a lot of damage. Actually, Tauros surprisingly does a ton of damage. I find that Ludicolo's Giga Drain heals an insane amount. You'll have a lot of fun playing around with the Pokemon. The only one that I think is a little underwhelming is Araquanid. But besides that, I think every Pokemon is super fun, super useful. But the big objectives, pushing the goals, grabbing either Articuno, Zapdos, or Regigigas, taking that towards the enemy goal, and then using your attack to make that goal vulnerable so your whole team can score on it. You can then switch out of that Pokemon and score on it. Those are the big things that you need to know about this mode. Sort of the bigger nuances to it are I guess the bigger nuances. The smaller nuances that you're going to want to figure out in this mode are when to switch into your Pokemon, when to not. So again, when you're in a fight, if you hit the switch Pokemon button, you have a moment of invulnerability there. That's pretty huge, and having a Pokemon that you've caught is really great whenever you're heading into any encounter, because you'll be able to fight the enemy and have essentially another health bar, another set of moves that do a ton of damage. Having a Pokemon in reserve is big, so if you're ever able to KO and catch one of the wild Pokemon, I would highly recommend you do it. Have it at the ready in case you want to fight, and sometimes you'll just start the fight with it, so you'll be pushing the enemy around as a Tauros, and they will have to deal with that. I think this is the best mode they've thrown into the game so far. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope this helped explain everything about this mode. I love you all very much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'll see you all next time. And that's how we make a video.